Jesus, come be with me right now. Jesus, just hang out with me right now. We're gonna start this video. I can recrop it. I can cut it and paste it. But I'm gonna start. Okay? I'm gonna start talking about why being a Christian sucks. Why does being a Christian suck? Let's talk about it. Why does being a Christian suck, Jesus? So why does being a Christian suck? Well, many people reason number one, it doesn't. Okay, at the end of the day, it doesn't. At the end of the day, the sacrifices that you have to make in order to give your life over to Christ are minuscule. They're nothing. Those sacrifices are nothing so long as you can see and have faith in what Jesus is providing for you and what he's doing for you in your life. Being a Christian sucks because people will put you in a box. People will pretend that they know who you are because you say that you are a Christian. So people will act like they already know what you think about things. Like they already know how you're gonna feel or what your views are. They pretend as if they know your views, as if they know you. They put you in a box. They think that all Christians are the same and all Christians follow all of these rules, and a Christian can't step outside of the rules or have fun, or that they see you confined in this box, and that's not true. You know, we as Christians are our own people, and we're not all the same. We're not all the same at all. We share a love for knowing that Jesus Christ loves us and is our God, but it does not mean that we're all the same. It does not mean that you can put a Christian in a box. Being a Christian sucks because you have to give up some things. You have to give up things that currently give you pleasure, that currently satisfy your ego, or your flesh, as many Christians would like to call it, your flesh, this body, this part of you that has sinful nature, this part of you that is your ego, that wants for yourself, that is selfish. That part of you, it has certain things like, so be it sex, so be it drugs, so be it self-destructive behavior, so be it eating habits, certain things that make you feel good, that give you this temporary feeling of feeling good, but that at the end of the day, they're not serving you in your growth or in your self-expansion. And what that looks like is it's not serving you in getting to know Christ. It's not serving you in allowing Jesus to work in your life and to provide you with things. And so you have to give up a lot of the things that previously you have enjoyed, previously you liked. And right there is a misconception that people think, okay, well, Christians can't have fun. Okay? Sex is something that is so pleasurable, but you might have to give that up. That might be something that you have to give up. And then part of why that sucks so much is having to give something up. What comes with that, the flip side of that, actually, this still is a piece of that isn't very fun, is being able to have faith in what you're giving up, that Jesus is giving you something so much greater. that Jesus is giving you something so much better, and it's in the confines, it's under his umbrella, it's something that it's within his plan, and that's what makes it so much better. And also it's usually something that you find more pleasurable. He's not gonna I've heard this before from some people in my community, that Jesus is a good father, and he's not gonna give you a snake. That's still, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but basically Jesus isn't going to take something away from you just to give you a snake, to give you something worse in return. That's not who he is. He's got something better for you, you know. Jesus is someone who loves you. So why being a Christian sucks? Being a Christian sucks because you have to let go of a lot of things that you consider to be part of yourself, that you have to die to yourself in order to be made new in who Christ is going to use you as. You have to die to yourself. There's a verse I really like, it's in 2 Corinthians. It says in 2 Corinthians 4:11, this is a verse from the Bible. For we who live are always being given over to death. We who live are always being given over to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus also may be manifested in our life. Manifested in our flesh. So what that means is we have to die. We have to face death and let things die. Let parts of ourselves die away in order to allow Jesus to live in those parts. Jesus will fill those holes. So it says in verse 12, so death is at work in us, but life in you. Death is in work in us, but life in you. So life is also in work within us, and that's life in Jesus, life in being with and knowing Jesus. I recently went through a breakup with someone who I cared very deeply about, and it's very hard to let go. But I must have faith. This is a test of my faith, that I trust in God, that he is providing something so much greater. And the amazing thing about Jesus is he's there with you in those hard times, and in the times that being a Christian may seem like it sucks because you're having to give up parts of yourself that you're attached to. When it sucks and you're crying about it and it's hard and you've got pain because of it, like, Jesus is there. He's there. He's willing to feel that pain with you. He's willing to be there and with you through that pain, and he's got something so much greater for you. You just need to tell him that you trust him. So being a Christian can suck at times, because the world's going to look at you and the world's going to think that they know you, and they're going to put you in a box, and they're going to judge you because you claim to be a Christian, and they're going to think that we're Christian, and they're going to have so many things that fall underneath of that. And really, Christian, to me, what Christian really means is just that you love Jesus Christ with all of your heart, and sometimes even though you can't understand that and it doesn't make sense to you, and you don't feel like loving Jesus with all of your heart, and you don't feel like you do love Jesus with all of your heart, just to know that Jesus has love that's incomprehensible, that he loves us, that Jesus is here with us. That's what being a Christian is to me. But a lot of people, the world is going to put they're going to associate a lot of other things with when you tell them that you're a Christian. So that's a reason that being a Christian sucks, is because people are going to judge you when you tell them that you're a Christian. They're going to think that they know everything about you, and that's not true. Being a Christian sucks because you're going to have to die to yourself. You're going to have to be okay with letting go of parts of yourself. And that's something that it's a daily process. It's something that I have been through, and something that I am going through, something that I struggle with still. And that's letting go of parts of myself that I consider to be me. Things that I enjoyed, things that I loved, things that I am attached to let go of them in order to make room for Jesus to work in my life, for Jesus to live in my life. And he is so much greater than anything that you could ever think that you are attached to, and he will provide for you. So that's reason number 2, that being a Christian sucks. Because you're going to have to be okay with dying to yourself, letting go of things. You're going to have to be okay with that death. The death of parts of yourself. At the end of the day, to say being a Christian sucks, it can be argued that it's a false statement. You can say it doesn't suck because all the reasons that I named for why it's hard being a Christian, those are so small. Those are so small. Yeah, they feel big. They hurt. Sometimes they hurt unimaginably bad. They're painful sometimes, but it is so minuscule. It is so small compared to the love that God has for us. So, thank you for joining me.